Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. Today is Friday Confab, but I had to show you this. The pretty boy, Michael G. He likes to lay up here on the buffet and gaze out the window. He's very mellow right now, but I want you to look. Here's the buffet lamp. He loves it up there. I always hope and pray that he does not knock the lamp over. He did once, but he's usually pretty careful. I had to show that to you. He's a good boy. Are you a good boy? Yes, you are a good boy? Yes, he's being a good boy. Not agitating like he is sometimes. All right. Well, today's Friday Confab. Got your coffee, got your tea, got your Coca-Cola? I'll meet you at the kitchen table. And of course, I have my coffee. Hi, everybody. I'm at the kitchen table. I just, excuse me, I just had to show you Mikey. Oh, there he goes. See what I mean? He squeezes himself in there. I just hope he doesn't knock things over. I'm so happy to see everybody, and I'm glad it's Friday because I get to visit with all of you, which makes me happy. It's a nice day today. It's only been, it's up in the 60s, 70s or something right now. So it's very enjoyable. And the sun is shining. God's in his heaven, and all is right with the world, as they used to say. So, how is everybody? Have you been doing okay? What have you been doing this past week? Let me know. What have you been up to? Anything exciting? Sometimes, I don't always care if life's exciting. I've had a lot of excitement in my life, and not all of it's good. So sometimes it's nice just to have peace and calm and, feel good. That's all. I got my iPad here because I had something on there that I want to share it with you. Excuse me. I don't know what it is. Something in the air, if it's an allergy thing, I don't know. But I can just be doing nothing and get all stuffed up. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I've had this for quite a few years now. And frankly, I don't like it. So anyway, it gives me a frog in my throat. So sorry. What have you got to drink today? I've got my black coffee, of course. And the critters are fed. I got my shower so that I look nice for you and, don't look like I just fell off the back of a potato truck. So, yeah, it's kind of nice. Yeah. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about... the challenges I've done, the September challenge, tracking my meals, and then the challenge I did for the 5 days this month, having using the 9-inch plate rule and the ADA guidelines for eating. I want to share something with you about that because I learned a lot, and I want to share with you what I did learn out of this and how I'm going to implement parts of those two personal challenges into my daily life. And because I feel like I really benefited from those two personal challenges. If any of you did it with me, or you tried it, or you're doing it now, let me know. Is this something that you're benefiting from? Because I am. And for those of you who are new, because you might be new, You might have stumbled on this crazy old lady. Let me know in the comments, because I'm happy you're here. And you guys that have been with me for a while, and all those of you who comment, I just love it, and I recognize your comments. I see you, and you guys enhance my life, and I appreciate every single one of you. I just wanted to say that, because, you know, not getting too sentimental about it, but anyway. Okay, so this is what I feel like I have gleaned from the two personal challenges, one September and then the 5-day one in this month. I found that eating, first of all, eating repetitive meals for my breakfast and lunch, having been an intermittent faster for a long time, I'm now eating 3 meals a day. That's a change for me. But eating repetitive meals for breakfast and lunch for a 5-day duration has really helped me a lot. I don't mind eating the same thing several days in a row. That does not bother me. Some people it would, but I don't have an issue with that. I had never tried it necessarily on such a long-term basis for a whole month, but I found I liked it, and there were other benefits as well. The fact that I didn't have to make decisions. I would just make the decision on Sunday, this is what I'm going to have for breakfast for 5 days, this is what I'm going to have for lunch for 5 days, and then just do that. And it took the decision making out of eating. Or, as sometimes happens, you just don't want to make a decision, and you just end up, so by default it ends up being a bad decision, and you just eat junk. No, that happens, and it happens to all of us. Happens to me. Come on, let's admit it. Come on, it won't hurt you to admit it. It's okay. It's okay. We're not judging you. We're not judging you that you ate those cinnamon rolls and, you know, all that other stuff for like all day. Not that that's ever happened to me. Okay. Okay. So I did find the repetitive meals were very helpful to me. And so I'm continuing that for the 5 days. And the 5 days works out really good because, you know, the weekend shows up and you don't know what might happen on the weekend. Something good might happen, and you want to just, you know, cut loose. I don't know. Not that my weekends are exciting. Most of my weekends are like the other days, 5 days of the week. Okay. So that was one benefit, is the decision making. Another benefit was cost. I realized that it didn't cost that much to eat that way. It's very inexpensive to eat repetitively. It just is. Another benefit is the fact that it's like automatic portion control. And you're not eating, oh, you know, I don't feel like having it. I don't feel like, you're not eating how you feel. You're just eating for sustenance and nutrition, and it's fine. So it takes the emotion out of the food. We have a lot of emotion attached to food. I don't know, that's just the Western way, or that's a culture thing. I don't know. For many people, there's a lot of emotion attached to food. And rituals of having food, or memories associated with food. I call them food memories. So it actually eliminates that for those 2 meals a day. And then, of course, like I said, there's cost. Now, I was just kind of curious. So I sat down and put pen to paper because, you know, you don't need an app. You don't need an app for everything. You can just use your pen, use your paper, and sit down and figure it out. So one of the breakfast that I enjoyed during the meal tracking was, because there were several in there, every 5 days I was having something different. So one of the meals I really enjoyed was an English muffin with either an egg on it or a sausage patty and an apple. And I found that even though I would slice the whole apple, I found that eating half the apple with that breakfast was plenty for me. I could save the other half for lunch, to have with lunch. So that was, that became one of my favorite things. Or to have a nice soft egg or a poached egg on a slice of toast and some slices of apple on the side. It was very good, and it became one of my favorite things. I found that it was filling. It sustained me all morning. I had good energy. I liked it. So I sat down and put pen to paper, and just to see how much that meal cost me for breakfast. So a half an apple, an egg, an English muffin. That was the breakfast. Now, what I did was, since I did a shop on Wednesday, and I did show you that, I took the apples, and there was 8 apples in the package. It was $1.99. So I divided that up, 8 into $1.99, to come up with the cost of an apple, to eat the apple. I did the same thing with a dozen eggs. I did the same thing with a package of English muffins. And in the English muffin package, there's, I believe there's 6. Hang on, let me take a look. Yes, there's 6. I don't know why that went out of my brain. I thought I was wrong. But I wasn't. Anyway, so I just did a little bit of math there. And so the breakfast for me would be half of an apple sliced, 1 egg on an English muffin. Okay, that's my breakfast for 5 days. And starting on Monday, that's going to be my breakfast for 5 days. Okay? So, the total cost for my breakfast, according to Aldi prices, the money that the groceries I purchased at Aldi, my breakfast cost 59 cents. Which is pretty good. That's pretty cheap. So then another, I was looking at the lunches that I had, because remember I tracked them. So one of my favorite lunches was a hot dog and a bun, on a bun that was done in the air fryer. Toasted bun, the hot dog on the bun with mustard and relish, at least, and sometimes chopped onion. But that was my lunch, along with the other half of the apple. So that meal at the current Aldi prices, and don't forget my hot dogs, I know people are judgmental about my hot dogs, but that's okay. It's okay. It's all right. The hot dogs are 89 cents for a package of 8. They're good. I like them, especially when they're in the air fryer. They're really good. So my total cost for my lunch for next week, for the next 5 days, will be 56 cents. So that makes my total cost next week for breakfast and lunch combined $1.15 for the 5 days. That's pretty inexpensive. It is. I wouldn't be unhappy with that. And I'm trying to get away from the expression, you know, oh, you buy this, you could save money. No, you spend less money. So $1.15 a day for 5 days is very good. Now, what do you think? Think that's good? Could you do that? Basically, all this is portion control. Because, you know, we're not made to be gluttons. We're not made to be hogs at the trough. We are made to just eat to sustain our life. And that's that's pretty much it. Even though food, we celebrate around food. We love food. And all of those things come into play. That's fine. And we know that. Now, I think anybody could do this and design it for your own special needs. For example, you have certain dietary needs or allergies. But $1.15 to eat breakfast and lunch for 5 days, $1.15 per day, is nice. I think it's nice. And then, of course, dinner. The dinner, using the 9-inch plate, you don't necessarily have to use the 9-inch plate rule, but using the 9-inch plate and just having a variety of whatever you would like to have for your dinner, you could eat pretty inexpensively and really spend less on your food bill. I'm thinking, because I haven't been spending that much on groceries, and I still am able to add a little bit to my pantry too, because I have a working pantry to restock my pantry and that kind of thing, and I'm still incorporating fresh food. And you can see that from my grocery hauls. So I think anybody could do this and spend less money and design it to suit yourself. I've tried all kinds of diets and done different things and and of course, somebody's always got an app that they want to sell you or they want you to use, but I don't think you need any of that. I think you just need pen and paper and just decide. Have a plan and then have a method to implement that plan. And you can get there. It's very easy to do. So, and it does simplify. My goal is to simplify my food, simplify my life, and just have portion control so that I'm not overeating. I think most of our difficulties come because we eat too much. It's not always just eating the wrong things. It's just eating too much food. And I think if we eat less food, I'm not trying to trigger anybody. I know there are those who have food issues. That's not a part of this conversation. It is just simply, let's just modify. Okay, we can modify and eat less and actually feel better. I think we would have less physical problems, less health problems if we just did not eat so much food and try to eat nutritious food. Now, this is the thing. People go, well, that's not enough nutrients. So, just out of curiosity, I went to Gemini. Google, the AI, I went to Gemini and I asked the question, if I have this for breakfast, how nutritious basically is a breakfast of 1 egg on an English muffin and an apple, a nutritious breakfast? And the answer was yes. A breakfast, this breakfast, it can be a nutritious choice as it provides a mix of essential nutrients. And then it carefully went through every component of the breakfast. The egg, which is an excellent source of protein, important for satiety and muscle maintenance, as well as healthy fats, vitamins like D, B12, and minerals like choline and selenium in the incredible edible egg. So the English muffin provides carbohydrates for energy. Although it's recommended a whole wheat English muffin for more fiber and other nutrient intake. And the apple, it contributes fiber, it said, natural sugars, and beneficial vitamins and antioxidants. So there it is. It said to make it even more, and then it gives me suggestions to make it even more nutritious and balanced. So, but as it is, as that breakfast, what that breakfast consists of is good, and it's good for me, and it tastes delicious. So I can eat that for 5 days in a row with no problem. I am fine with it. So for those of you who say it's not nutritious, yes, it is nutritious. Now, I did put in a hypothetical hot dog on a bun lunch, and it said it did have an issue with those hot dogs, and it recommended something maybe a little bit better, but it said that you can improve that. It was the salt. That was mainly the problem, was the salt. And that can be an issue for some people. I don't have an issue with that. I've never really had an issue with salt, and I don't have high blood pressure. I'm okay with it, but you have to choose what is best for you to do. So I just wanted to share that with you, that it is possible to eat economically, and especially if you're just one or two people. It's more difficult with two people because you have the other person to think about and their preferences. And but I am 75. I turned 75 in June. I live alone, with the exception of the critters, and of course they have to be fed too. But it's just me. So I have found, just by doing those 2 personal challenges, I've gotten so much from that, that I have found that this is very workable for me. And it is really beginning to show on the amount of money that I spend on food. My grocery hauls are actually smaller. And that's still with buying meat. I try to keep an eye out for the 50% off ground beef or chicken or whatever at Aldi. I do keep an eye out for that, but if that's not available, I will purchase something else, or just, instead of buying 2, buy 1. It's okay. So basically, that's it. I wanted to share that with you. And someone did mention, I want to touch on this really quick. Someone asked me in the comments, do you ever have snacks? Do you ever treat yourself and all of that? Well, I want to say this. My flavors or tastes in food are spicy, salty, crunchy, tart, fruity. Okay? And those things are really triggers for me. If I have them in the house, I will eat them. If I have chips in the house, I'm going to eat them. I tell myself I'm going to portion them out. I tell myself I'm going to, and I start out doing well, and then I end up doing badly, because then I just want to eat them up and get them out of the house, because I'm as long as they're here, I'm going to eat them. I would never buy things like that every week. That is truly a treat for me. And you can see from the past grocery hauls, that's a rarity that I buy those things. Because I know if they're here, I'm going to eat them. I'm not attracted to soda necessarily. I'm not attracted to chocolate. It's not something that I gravitate to. But those things, salty, crunchy, if I have salty nuts in this house, they're gone. If I have granola, sweet and salty granola or trail mix, I'm going to eat it. And I will eat on it most of the day. I will eat it until they're gone. Well, that's not good, and that's not good for me. So the best thing for me is just not to keep them in the house. And if I do have them, because it's rare, because I know exactly what will happen. I will eat them. I'll eat them until they are gone. So I do have them, but it's very rare for me, because I know what'll happen. So, but that's actually it. I just wanted to talk to you about that today. I hope it's been helpful. Let me know in the comments. So that's it for me today. I love you guys. You know I do. As always, you know that little is much when God is in it. Okay? All right. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll meet you in the comments and we'll talk about stuff. And if you want, you can like and subscribe and share if you want to. Share this with somebody. It might help somebody. I don't know. It might. Okay. Love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.